Hey, Stephen Corbett and Mitchell Wolke. Hey, we're coming to you from beautiful English Bay, Vancouver, British Columbia. I wanted to drop some fire on this video. This video is going to be hot. So, needless to say, there's a lot of things that have been going on, a lot of changes, a lot of adjusting that we've had to go through, man. We can go on about the stuff that's negative, but I want to move on forward in the stuff that's positive, the stuff that's really impacting our lives in a major way. I feel that Mitch and I are both really stepping into that role of leadership where we understand the responsibility that we have. And you know, not every single person's going to hear your vision. Not every single person's going to feel where you're coming from. I mean, there's going to be a lot of animosity and a lot of people that, I don't know. I'm passionate about what I do. I'm passionate about speaking. I'm passionate about, Mitch is passionate about what he does. And the other thing is, it's like when you have a burning desire to really help people and change their lives, I mean, I'm seeing firsthand when, we offer somebody something and, it's not even about the money that you may make on it. It's about just the feeling and just seeing somebody's face when they make that out and they're like, whoa, this is a game changer. My life's going to change. And you know what? That's what it's all about to me. That's what makes a difference.
Absolutely.
I mean, this just happened yesterday. A guy signed up in one of our organizations and he literally went all in. He went all in. His bank statement was like in the negative, and he's like, listen, man, I'm giving everything I got because I'm trusting you and I have faith in you and I know you're a leader. And the thing is, it's like I'm putting it all. And I said, hey, I got you, man. I wouldn't steer you somewhere. I wouldn't steer you into disaster. I got you, man. Like, we're going to do everything we got to do in order to raise you up so you can do it. And when I was like, after he took off and he was like literally running down the sidewalk, he was so happy. I looked over at my buddy and I'm like, man, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
The feeling I got was just like the sense of fulfillment, and that's what it's all about, man.
That's what it's all about.
That's why we do what we do. That's why I wake up in the morning, and that's why Mitch wakes up in the morning. And the other thing is, it's like we're just here, just to help others. And there's a lot of time it's like people don't see it from there, and I get passionate about what I do, but there's a lot of times where it's like people from an outside perspective looking in, they may just judge a book by a cover. They may see, they just look at the exterior. You know what I mean? They're looking at the
right.
cover of a book, and they may read the first chapter, then they could judge the whole book by the first chapter. You know what? That's not cool, man, at all. And this is something that resonates with me. This is something that I feel like, it almost hurts my feelings sometimes when somebody just goes and says or let's say, for example, I do a lot of preaching, man. I do a lot of preaching. I do that because this is the teaching that I believe that God put into my heart. Man, I speak about God because I've seen God work miracles in my life. I've seen God work miracles. Man, if it wasn't for God, dude, we wouldn't even be here. We definitely wouldn't be making this video, and we would probably be in the dirt or, anyways, whatever. It doesn't matter. The fact is, we're here, and it's a blessing.
That's right.
So when I'm speaking about this stuff, I'm speaking from my heart, man. Because I'm like, what else am I going to say? The thing is, like, Mitch knows where I've came from. I know where Mitch came from. But the thing is, for us to be turning our life around like this and to be helping others, that's grace. You know what I'm saying? How can you explain that?
There's no explaining it.
Can you explain it to me?
When you go and touch on the fact that people are so quick to judge somebody before they even get to know them, it's so true these days. And there's a good story that I heard not too long ago about a man and his son, and they were taking the train from Germany, and they just were going somewhere, and they were sitting in the train, and his son said to the dad, he says, Dad, how come the trees are moving past us? Well, he said, son, because we're moving forward. And there's two gentlemen that were in the same coach as them, and they kind of looked at the dad and they kind of gave him a funny look, like, what does your son mean by the trees are moving by us? And a couple minutes go by, and the son is looking out the window, and he asks his dad, he says, Dad, what are those things in the sky? And the dad says, well, those are clouds. Okay? And the two guys that were in the coach looked at the dad, and they said, hey man, you need to go to the hospital and get your kid checked out. And the dad said, you know what? I actually just came from the hospital, and my son just got his eyes back for the first time.
Wow.
So it just goes to show you, don't ever assume somebody's that before you get to know them. You know what I mean? Don't ever judge a book by its cover before you read it. And it's so true what you say about that, man. So
yeah, it's like I find it's unbelievable, man. You don't know where we've came from. You don't know the pain that I've felt. You don't know the sleepless nights that I've had praying to God, crying, literally, because I didn't know what was going to happen next.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know the pain that we've gone through.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the pain that we've gone through just even recently, even just like, one of our brothers, man, just passing away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? How does that even happen? You're healthy, and then we look at ourselves being like, man, it could happen. If God wants to take you, he'll take you just like that.
That's right.
And the thing is, it's like nothing is promised. Tomorrow is not promised. And we are trying very, very hard, to make the world a better place.
That's right.
Do you know the weight of do you know the weight that carries on our shoulders? The leadership that we have. And then you go and tell, like I hear things around town, people, they hate on the videos or they hate on that. But guess what? That outweighs the people who get a lot of benefit and strength from the videos too, because I can go and show you tons and tons of comments and lists and things and people reaching out, and it's just like people's lives have changed, and that's what it's all about.
Right.
So for the people out there who are stuck in their shell, and who are, just so quick to judge a book by the cover, maybe you should take that time, sit in a dark or sit in a quiet room somewhere and just reflect on, instead of judging somebody else by, what's going on, maybe you should do a reflection of yourself. Mm-hmm. And see what's going on the inside and see why you're bitter about this kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
And see, what you can do as a person in order to grow. Because the thing is, if you're looking at somebody else and you're getting bitter about somebody else out there, technically the reason why is because there's something going on the inside of you. This is something that you got to look at. You got to reach out to, man. And I'm telling you, things will get better in your situation. As far as, people, the opposition going, that pushes me even harder.
Absolutely.
When a friend of mine, a mentor of mine, I sat down with her yesterday, and she was kind of basically telling me, they're like, oh, well, I was involved in real estate, and people in real estate, they said, well, yeah, we don't need preachers in real estate business. I beg to differ, because when I walked into a real estate office for the first time, I was all excited, and I remember the first day. I was so excited to get involved in that and do that. And when I walked around and I seen the brokerage, I looked at a lot of miserable people. I looked at a lot of people who are walking through life and all they were caring about was just getting a sale, and they were literally miserable. And the thing is, I said, well, hi, I looked at that as a problem, and I'm here to solve a problem. You're here to solve a problem. And if you can do that, you can make it you can turn things around.
Absolutely.
So when I said, like, hey, you know what? I saw a problem about people being depressed. People just going after a sale, just being depressed. They don't have any life. They don't have any, they lost that spark. So I said, you know what? How can I make this spark? How can I go and start the fire? How can I ignite the fire? Because I don't believe that people are hungry for food, or people are hungry for knowledge, or people are hungry for love. I do believe that people are hungry for God. And people need to know who God is in their life, because I'm not talking about a big man in the sky, but I'm just talking about having a spiritual connection with the Creator. Something that we're not here just by mistake. There is no explaining what causes the serendipity moments where you meet the right person at the right second, at the right day, and everything works out. The fact that, Mitchell and I met each other, a number of years back. Mm-hmm. We had no idea, had we known, we'd be here right now together, and he is my best friend and my brother. Somebody I look at and somebody I trust with my life, right? I would never think in a million years that would have happened. But you know what? It happened. And we're here. And the thing is, I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for the relationships that we have in our lives.
Absolutely.
Right? And just to go on this journey together is an amazing thing. And Mitch and I basically set up and we said, hey, listen, we're going to change lives. Mm-hmm. Remember the time where we had that conversation where it was just like, that's it, man, we're all in.
That's right.
And I remember I had to actually borrow money from Mitch just so I can get started in a business. You know what I'm saying? And look at where I am now.
Look at us now. You know what I mean?
Right? That's a match made in heaven, being like, hey, listen, man, I'm not gonna lose. I'm gonna win. And it doesn't matter what we go. We keep going. We keep pushing. Remember that?
That's right. And it's all about your brothers and sisters. Reach out to those people that need help. Don't ever turn your back on somebody that needs your help, because there are people out there that need us. Right?
100%.
100%.
The thing is, it's like you never know, that person that, is sitting on the side of the road, You know, the thing is, you got to be able to see Jesus in people. You know, I mean, what does that mean? You know, you'd be like, see Jesus in people? What are you talking about? You got to look at things with an open heart, and you got to literally open your heart up. And you got to go through life, and you got to see Jesus in the people that you would never expect it. It could be that homeless guy. It could be that guy that smells really bad, and he's sitting there asking, like, you know, begging for change and all that. But you never know. You know, God uses people to see how you would react.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Never be naive to be like, hey, you know, I'm too good to be that person.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you got to go from being a king to go and eat in the hog pen.
You got to be a servant.
Right? And the thing is, when you're in the hog pen, you can actually get a reality. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. Real joy, the definition of joy is, number one, thinking how Jesus would think. Number two, others. Thinking of others. The why is yourself. Joy. You know what I mean? Thinking of other people before you think of yourself. That is the feeling of joy, because that's where you're going to get ultimate joy.
Absolutely.
And you know what the thing is? For every single person that says that, you know, we don't have content, or like, you know what I mean? The thing is, our videos are undirected. Like, you know, there's no direction to them. I mean, this is a comment that I heard, and you know what? The thing is, I got news for you, man. I can go probably about 10 hours of like straight freestyling off the top of my head about stuff and experiences that I've experienced in life and knowledge that I've passed on, that I've learned from other people, and I'll pass on to them, because that's what I do. You catch it, you conceive it, and then you convey it, right? It's like a woman getting pregnant. She catches the seed and she conveys it. You know what I mean? It's like you got to do this with the knowledge. You get it, you receive it, you put it out. You get it, you receive it, and you put it out. And I've got lots of content. Mitch has got lots of content. And the funny thing is, it's like the people who are hating the most are probably going to be the ones following the most.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what the thing is? We're going to open up some things inside of you spiritually that I do believe that there's going to be a shift happening. I mean, there's going to be a shift. It's happening with us, man. I mean, like, yesterday I was so, like, when I heard some certain information about this, I get so passionate about it. And, you know, I couldn't even sleep. And I guess it was, like, yesterday, I don't know what it was, man, but, like, I guess it was just a multitude of everything happening, like, with our friend passing away, and then, like, a couple things happening in my life, you know, like, and then, like, you know, dealing with criticism and all that kind of stuff. I was sitting in bed, and I was staring at the freaking ceiling, and I'm literally having an anxiety attack. My heart is beating so fast. My hands started going asleep, and I'm freaking out. I had to literally jump in the shower. I jump in the shower, and I'm there for like 15 minutes, and I'm literally like praying, sitting at the bottom of the shower, and I'm freaking out, having like an anxiety attack, and I try to bring down calm. I calm myself down, and I calm myself down with the power of prayer. I always reach out to Jesus. I always reach out to somebody, because that gives me my strength, man. That's my shield and buckler. You know what I mean? When I go through fight, man, I go through battle. This is a battle we're in. We're in a battle. And you know, the enemy wants to take, he wants to seek, kill, and destroy. And the thing is, that's where I get the strength from. I get the strength from being, you know, like just from praying. You know what I mean? And I do that. And I freaked out, man. And then I thought to myself, you know what? What am I freaking out about? You know, why am I getting upset? Why am I, like, you know, like having anxiety? Why is my body all stressed out? And I think it was just a magnitude of everything hitting me all at the same time. And listen, man, it's everybody goes through the same challenges. Everybody goes through the same oppositions. One thing I could recommend to you is just stay focused. You know, just keep going. You know, don't worry about the things that are going to stress you out. Don't think about yesterday. Think about today. You know, somebody who doesn't do anything, you know, they spend all their money because they're living in the now. They're not worried about tomorrow. You got to focus about tomorrow. You got to focus how you're going to make the world a better place, how you're the next leader, how you're the one. You know, you could go from cleaning toilets to cleaning people's souls. It doesn't matter. You've got it inside of you. It's in top. It's inside of you. You know, God's going to do some things to you. He's going to do some things to you. He's going to take some people from you. He's going to hurt you. He's going to make you lose your job. Everything's going to do it. He's going to do some things to you so he can do some things through you. And once he gets into you, then he can go through you, and now you can impact other people. It's the same thing what he did to me, man.
That's right.
It's the same thing what he did to me. I remember when I lost everything. I lost everything, and Mitch was the only guy there. He was in my corner. And it feels like yesterday. It feels like yesterday that I literally had to move to Kamloops in fear that, you know, I was going to get killed or whatever, something was going to happen. And I changed my life around. And it was a very nerve-wracking time, but Mitch was the only guy that was here. He was the only one there. You know, who do you have in your circle of friends right now that you can trust, that you talk to on a regular basis? And if you're watching this video and if it's resonating with you and it's doing something to you, reach out to the people that you care about and talk to them. Tell them how you're feeling on the inside. Don't just mask it. You know?
Yeah, it's so true, man. You know, the thing is, we go through life and we experience things that, you know, we never expected would happen to us. But the thing is, we got to learn from those experiences. We got to move forward from those experiences. And we just got to be the better self. You got to be yourself, but you got to be your better self. And what Steve is talking about is putting your best foot forward and just going out there and making a difference in the world. Making a difference, not even just in the world, just in your community, with the people that you're around. Put in the effort and go out there and, you know, ask somebody how their day's going. And don't just ask them how their day's going, ask them how their life is going. You know what I mean? And you'll be surprised the answers you'll get. And, you know, with that, this guy right here, man, is my best friend. He's my brother. And I don't know if I'd be here right now doing this video if it wasn't for him. So,
yeah, likewise.
I'm going to say I love you, bro.
Hey, love you too, man. And it's likewise. Because the thing is, I wouldn't be where I am. You know what I mean? You see that? It's like brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's like teamwork. Because you know...
One hand washes the other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Sometimes you got to close both eyes just to see with the third eye.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Put away the ego. Put away the pride. Put away the image. Put away your reputation. It's all... It doesn't mean anything.
It's bullshit.
If you're hurting on the inside and you're worried about what people think about you, but you don't know how to communicate it, find somebody to talk to. You have to get it out. Because if you don't get rid of that, it's just going to depress. It's going to depress you, and it's going to decay your inside, and it's going to break you down. And all you have to do is just communicate it, let it out.
That's right.
Just let it out.
Just let it out.
You know what I mean? It's just like let it out. Have you ever been in a hot car in the summertime? And the thing is, it's like you got the windows all rolled up, and it's extremely hot, and you're sweating, and it's unbearable. You can't even be in there. And then it's such a relief when you open up the door.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's how it is on the inside of us. You got to vent out that steam, because otherwise you'll freak out. You have a nervous breakdown, you have anxiety, you have this. I mean, I go through the same thing. You know, I met up with Mitch this morning. I told him how I was feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like I just had this last night where I'm feeling like, and I have to communicate it to somebody. I have to tell somebody about what's going on. Right?
How do you feel now that you've communicated that with me?
I feel good.
You feel better.
And it's a nice sunny day. We're at the beach. You know, I said, Mitch, we got to make a video. We got to go out there because people need to hear this message. Mm-hmm. People need to hear this message. People need to know what's up. We're not on here pitching a business. We're not on here, you know, selling things. You know why we do this? This is our contribution. This is the commitment that we've made to making a contribution to the world, that we're gonna go out there and do what we gotta do in order to, you know,